Hey guys, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, we're down another rabbit hole. Sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for, because I was hoping to find a couple more saws to work on. The 031 had the crank seals blow out. So did the 020. I was playing around with those, and yeah, those are no more. The 020, you can't find crank seals anywhere online for it. The 031, I did actually find a set. Those are coming, but we have a new saw on the bench here. This is as received for $40. It's missing quite a few parts. I've already sourced some of those parts, probably again from, well, just on eBay. Basically, the cheapest ones I could find. This did actually come on it. I just kind of removed that for dramatic effect there. But that last exhaust I put on the 061, or on the 61, it actually worked out pretty good. I did find a used cover. This is for a 365 Special. And this one is actually a 365. And actually it says 365 SP. So I guess it is a Special, according to the nameplate there. So I ended up getting the right recoil for it. So that's good. But this one, I'm gonna do crazy things. It's very bad. It's blown up. I think the lower end is crunchy too, because it makes a horrendous noise. Yeah, I lubed it up. I put some penetrating oil down there and let it sit overnight, so it's not making quite as much racket. It's actually been soaking for quite a while. I also got some new tools. If you guys are interested in trying this porting stuff, we'll talk about some new tools that I got. But let's just jump into it here. I'm going to start taking a little bit of this apart, crank the tunes up, and yeah, let's get started. Welcome to Man Time. Here, just looking at it real quick. I mean, it's got the factory Walbro carb on it. That's good. I've got a new side cover coming for it. I actually picked up I think this is a Husqvarna exhaust for it, but I mean, it's basically the same type of deal as the other 365, and there's a little tab under there. You can kind of rotate it off, get that plastic part out of there. I actually ended up with that other 365 going back and putting this back on there, because this is really handy. You just may need to grind down the edge of your screwdriver to get it in there, but throttle cable works. Throttle's working, like the actual choke is working. So everything on the carb looks pretty good. I am going to have to go back now and get a Walbro rebuild kit, because let's see, the other 365 had a Tillotson, I believe. The 61 definitely had a Tillotson, so I need to start carrying spares. But I want to make this saw just super orangutan. I'm actually going to flow the case on it, since I've got to get into the case anyway. I've got some, let's see here, SK bearings and a good seal kit for it there. So we're gonna do the whole thing, and I've got the Highway Titanical 52mm jug and piston with the pop-up. So I'm going all out. I'm using everything I've learned from the Iron Horse, and he's kind of the main one that does that case flowing, and we will use what he has taught, except for the degree wheel deal that I've kind of done my own thing with the degree wheel, because of the way that the degrees are on it. It's just easier for me to use it kind of as delivered. And I'll be taking this out and blowing it out as we go here. But while we're just talking about new tools, this one is actually really important to have that 90-degree head on it. I found this one on a site called DH Gate. So this is THS TS90D. There is one catch with this one. Stock, the Foredom sleeve won't fit inside of here, so you're going to have to take it to your lathe or some other way. I had to take about 4/1000ths out of it, 2/1000ths aside, to get that to slide in there where this is actually usable. So keep that in mind if you're looking at getting that brand. But I couldn't. I mean, Foredom doesn't sell one of these 90 degrees. I was trying to find them, you know, on Amazon, on eBay. Just really hard to find. So I just found it on this DHgate. It did actually arrive, and it arrived within, you know, a couple weeks. It's got a nice, you know, micro weld around there, and it's aluminum and machine's really easy and stuff like that. It fits right up. Let's see here. I mean, if you're looking to get into porting seriously, you're probably looking for one of these. So, I mean, I might as well tell you what my experience is so far. Oh, it's got the ball in there, so it's gonna be a little tight. Yeah, sometimes you have to rotate this around to get that ball to depress out of there. Looks like that may have to happen now. But it's so snug in there, you know, I machined it exactly to size, so that might be another reason why it's kind of acting up now. But we'll see if it's a good tool. We'll use it in this video, so stick around and watch it. Going to work. It does fit all of like the standard tools that you're going to use in like your Dremel, the 1/8 inch shank stuff that you're getting online, or 3mm or whatever system you're using there. So, okay, anyways, you've seen me take these apart, and you've seen me blow stuff off before. I'm going to do that, and then we'll come right back. I'm not working outside today. Good thing I've got the quiver full of saw projects. Yeah, matter of fact, you know, watch out for what you wish for. We got another one that's in about as rough a shape that might be coming to the channel here to replace out my 031. But all right, so first snag here, there's a special tool that goes down on this clutch to get it to come off of there. They've got it labeled here also, off with an arrow. But don't panic. Use a piston stop there. And this isn't always the right time or application for this, but this is, I've done it this way for a long time. Oh man, the clutch is broken. Okay, let's try it from every angle here. Get it off of there. There, we got it. Just had to get kind of a good bite on there. Let's see if we damaged anything or not. Now this clutch actually looked broken. Yeah, it is broken. So I may have to get a new clutch for it. I think I already actually have a new clutch for it. See, chunks of the clutch, those actually were broken before I started. I saw it in there. But those go like up in here. I mean, it may not even really be a necessity to have those, but noted, clutch is broken. Okay, let's see what else we got down in here. Let's see, looks like I'm going to take these out, take the handle off. Looks like the brake assembly, and then there's, this must be the oiler. Yeah. Now I think that should have tabs on it. Otherwise, how is it? What's making this thing spin around? Is there... Ah, there it is. Okay. So this is going to ride inside of there. Yeah. You can see there. Okay. So that's going to be okay. What else we got down here? Anything? Bunch of more bolts, and need to blow this out. Okay. Alright, here's another step in the process where I would typically struggle. It was actually, I had to modify. I've got the 2-jaw, 3-puller set from Harbor Freight, and well, it was, the jaws are just a little too chunky on it to fit up under there. And basically you're trying to pull on these flats here, so you need the 2-jaw type puller. But yeah, right under there I had to grind off part of the meat on that jaw. Now these 2 jaws are kind of a fickle creature. They kind of always want to be moving one way or the other, so you got to kind of be almost lining it up as you're tightening it down, just to make sure that you're still pulling square. Yeah, otherwise, like I said, it's going to try to want to move on you, and that's no good. But this is really the best way to get your whatever that thing is off. Okay, and then you can take a hammer, and hammer it. There you are. Okay, so it's felt good. See, it just started twisting again, so when it starts twisting like that, you're losing that tension that you had on there. But yeah, there's a little slot right in there where it does actually fit up under if you grind away, like I said, some of the meat on there. Yeah, it just kind of wants to immediately start going that way. Oh, hello. Whew, okay. So that was that was fun. That was penetrating oil. First letting it soak in for about 10 minutes there, and then 2-jaw puller. This is going to be a, let's see, 100 millimeter, 4-inch. It's going to be the 4-inch, and there's the work on it. You can see the difference here with the meat and here with the meat. So this one fits up under there by the oil tank. And then this thing violently pops off. So, okay, I think we are to the point here. It was a little difficult getting that lower handle assembly part too. It's designed so you're putting it together kind of like you have to slide this into it, and then you've got another one that comes in over here. There wasn't any grommet on that one, it was just a screw. So I guess those are the limiter straps, I guess is what they're called, so it can only go so far. I'm going to have to try to find a grommet for this one, I think. But, looks like minimal stuff holding it together at this point. Alright, let's get it the rest of the way apart. Take a look at the cylinder. Alright, so here's what we ended up with. You can see on the cylinder here, it is pretty messed up. And the cylinder was similar, especially on the exhaust side here. I don't know if you can see the lines inside of there. It was actually just transfer, though. I was able to get in there with a piece of sandpaper. Let's see here, what did I do? I did wet dry, oh shoot, it doesn't have a number on it, 400-ish, and then I went to 1000 after that, but it cleaned up really nice. If I wanted to, I could use this cylinder, because it's smooth, it didn't go through the plating, but you've got, the piston here is completely gone, so I would need, a new piston, but Anywho, let's see how this crank is doing. You guys hear that? Yeah, and it's locked up. Yeah. So the crank is locking up. Alright, well, we need new crank bearings anyway. The crank does actually look, you know, like it's intact and everything. Threads are good on either side of it, so looks like we need bearings. Alright, I'll get that apart and we'll take a look at it here. Alright, let's do this in real time. Let's get zoomed in here and take a look at this tool. Now this is the first time I've ever used this tool. Probably got it, well, basically like everything else, picked it out on eBay and got the cheapest one that actually, you know, was this right design and looked alright and everything. But you line it up right on either side of the crank like that, and leak oil all over. I thought I wiped you out. Come on, man. I guess we'll just stuff that in there for now. How about that? But yeah, so that's on there. It's lined up in there, and all you're doing is pressing the crank actually through the case there, and I felt it break free. And then just take it off and get the crank out of there. There we go. Yeah, let's look at it in real time here and just kind of assess all the damage. Now this bearing, yeah, there's no play. Good crank. Good crank. Okay, that is spectacular news. Now, on the other hand, you've got the bearing inside of there, and I don't know if you can see, but the cage is just completely gone. And the bearings are all bunched up. You guys see that? Oh, there's the cage. So, anyways, yeah, it really needed new bearings. So we'll get these bearings out of here and get those new, what are they, SKFs, I think, in there. Alright, there isn't any bearings falling out, so I think we're good to go with just punching that through there. So here's the situation. The Chicago Electric died. After, this is probably like the 5th time I've used this thing. I was using it on high, I set it down right there, and I went to turn it back on, and nothing's happening. It's dead. And so we gotta have plans B and C, right? So I've got this little oxygen map mini Benzomatic. We're gonna see if that's gonna work here. I'm gonna try just to push this one through. It doesn't look like there's anything in between there. If I heat this up, I should be able to push the bearing and the seal out at the same time, is what I'm thinking. I just have to now remember how to do this. I think I'm going to light the map first. Here's what I ended up with. Alright, let's see if it worked. See if they'll both come out at the same time, too. Ooh, ah. Yep, nice and easy. Alright guys, as much fun as the map gas oxygen was, That was a little bit kind of out of my comfort zone. I mean, it might have actually worked better than the heat gun, but I'm not going to be using MAP Oxy in here just because. You know, you got gas cans. This is like the perfect storm situation. So that's why I opened the door and I was doing it outside there. I was like, nope, this isn't going to work. So I guess I'm going to have to go get a heat gun or order one, or I don't know. Because that's going to be necessary for the next step, right? We got to heat these up and then drop the bearings in. And like with a dirt bike clutch, you can actually do it right there in the kitchen. You've got a hot plate and you've got the freezer, and you put one in the hot plate, one in the freezer, and then stick your clutch back together. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to be part one of, let's see here, I'm going to call this the Monster. This is going to be the Monster. It's going to be the 365 Special Monster. So, anyway, stick around and subscribe for Man Time if you want to see this saw completed. Check out my other videos where I've got some other saws completed. This 61, oh, it's awesome. Alright guys, that's going to do it. Get out there, have you some Man Time too.